Whew, got warm out here. Believe it or not, it's cold. But when you're running one of these, as the old saying is, when you're cutting wood, you get warmed up twice. Once when you cut it and once when you burn it. We're not burning this. I'm just stacking it to another brush pile. But these are the honey locusts. The bulls have already been across this pasture. We're on Doug and Joanna's farm, and I've been eyeballing these. I kept telling myself, as soon as I get the bulls out of here, I'm going to come in right behind them, and that's what I've done. Folks, this little tool right here, it's an MSA 140C. I don't get any. I'm not a rep or anything like that. I'm just telling you what works. This darn thing, it's got a, I believe it's a 14-inch bar on there. And I tell you what, it's a tool. And I've been cutting for an hour. Let's see how many. I've only used one bar. See, it should have 4. There's 4 bars there. And I brought my trusty backup. I came the other day and I ran out of battery, so I'm not going to do that again. Folks, the only thing you got to remember to do on these is make sure you put bar oil in it. So when you get a fully charged battery, you can pretty much cut for, oh gosh, an hour and a half maybe. And then you need to take that off. And I don't have the tool with me, so we're at the truck. Oh, I got it off. So I've been cutting about an hour. And there's still oil down in there. I can see it. Well, you can see it there too. I still got oil. So that's about an hour, yeah, hour and a half. Just because it's an electric saw doesn't mean you can't, you still got to put oil. Oil's what lubricates your bar, okay? And then I'll cut like a circle of maybe 25, 30. Well, this is one load. And I've got a seat protector. I bought a seat protector for a Ford. I don't want to, punch holes in my new seat. And then I put my coat over it. So the thorns have got to stick through the coat and that seat protector to get into my good leather seat, which it's not going to do. But this is a little trick I learned. Putting a couple of pigtails on each side through my trusty little pipe that I've got here on the back. Folks, you can get a lot of trees on here. And I'm not pulling a trailer. I just came out here. I had an hour and a half this afternoon. I wasn't doing anything. It's the weekend. The boys are off. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to come over and nail these things. And so that's what I'm doing. And these are all honey locusts. And I'm getting ready. Well, I've already cut a bunch of autumnales. And I drug them into that draw over there. But I've got a bunch of autumnales here in front of me. I'll get them. The thing about autumnales is they don't quite have as many thorns. They don't hurt your hands. But when you cut them, this is my milk crate. I've got my 4 1-gallon containers. These 2 are paint jugs. So if I've got 2 people following me, I can keep 2 people busy painting. But when I'm by myself, I know where I cut them at. And so I get every one of them painted. And this is my painting jug right here. You can see I got a little bit of paint down there in the bottom. That's a crossbow. So it's 1 quart crossbow to 5 gallons of diesel. I mix it up in a 5-gallon bucket, and then I just pour out what I need in here. In these are our bar oil jugs. Both of those have got a gallon of brush killer in them. And so from here, I just pour in about 2 inches. Don't put any more than 2 inches in that jug. If you do, you'll spill it. You'll set that thing down and grab a piece of brush, and there went your jug, and you just wasted 2 inches of really nice brush kill you could have killed some stumps with. You see how I cut that out? Took a pocket knife, leave this spout on there. This spout, when you turn it upside down like that, it pours your brush cure that you don't use out of that funnel. It's a homemade funnel, right back into your gallon jug. These are just nasty. Even got some autumnales. I'm sorry, multifer rose bushes in there. There's a lot of trees there. I'm guessing 20, 25. This is the time to get them. Don't let them, don't let them get 3 or 4 inch diameter. Now you got to get a chain, and you cut one of them down. You got a bigger stump to paint, more brush to deal with. You got to pull that thing off because you can't handle it by hand. You got to put a chain on it and drag it. These little boogers, I'm nailing them. But you got to paint the stump within, preferably, the professionals say if you don't paint it within 3 hours, don't even bother painting it. I paint all mine within 20 to 25 minutes. And I don't tickle. I don't tickle the stump with it. I get some on the stump. And when I say the stump, I'm talking, let's just say this is the, well, let me get a better, here we go. Let's just say this is the stump, from here on down. And I cut them off about 3 inches tall so I can find them with my foot, because this stockpile is still tall enough out here. This has been grazed, but I left a lot. So I cut them off about 4 inches. That gives me more trunk, okay, to paint the brush killer on. If you cut them off with only a ½ inch sticking off the ground, you've only got a ½ inch of cambium bark area there to paint. So when I paint that stump, the top of it, I also paint the sides. And I mean, it gets them. It just gets them. You can tell the ones you missed. In the spring, you go back out there, there's 5, 6, 7 sprouts coming off of every one of them. And see, where these came from was the previous landowner. He would have never done this. He brush hogged. Okay, so he would brush hog them. Of course, that didn't kill them. And then they just come screaming back. Absolutely screaming back. I saw somebody stand, I thought that was my bulls route. Clear up there at that shit, I see something moving. I'm like, did they get that gate down? It's the owners. It's Doug and Joanna. They've come out see their farm for a pretty Saturday afternoon. But I've got to get going here. We got to go move the bulls. I'm sorry, the cow mob. And just a beautiful day. And it's a pretty day to be outside. And every day you get like this, you just treasure, because winter's right around the corner. It is the end of November. And for those of you all that are interested, I just posted 15 South Pole cow-calf pairs, bred back out of Blair, Nebraska. They're just north of Omaha. Same guy that I sold some earlier. These are beautiful, beautiful cows. He's having to sell some because of work requirements, increased workload, and it's a real opportunity. These cows came out of our herd years ago. The genetics did. And I'm telling you, this producer has done a wonderful job of building a beautiful grass genetic South Pole cow herd. And I'm telling you what, you're going to drive the wheels off your vehicle looking for a better set of cattle than these. If you're interested, go to greenpasturesfarm.net. The auction ends this Wednesday night, November 29th. Hope to see some of y'all there. Have a good one. Take care.